Welcome friends, in this video we are going to look at the English language paper 2 for the year 2016. Now we can see that we are dealing with the paper that was written by the external. So we can see that the time is 2 hours. So you are given 2 hours to finish the whole paper. Then 60 marks are given. Now let's look at the first section. So the first section is about summary. Now what is a summary? So a summary is just a paragraph that you are supposed to write using your own English. And the task in terms of the summary, you are supposed to shorten a given paragraph. So here we have been given the passage and we are told to read the following passage carefully and then they answer the question that follows. So we can see that we have a passage that has 5 paragraphs, and the task here is, in not more than 135 words, explain what you should do as a leader to ensure that there is an effective delegation. So the summary has been started for you. In order to ensure that there is effective delegation, you as a leader should. So now, under the summary, we want to shorten this passage that we are given here with these paragraphs. Now, the point is, first we need to, the first step that we are supposed to undertake here is, we are supposed to read through the passage, we understand the passage carefully. Then from there, we need to get the point from this passage. Then after that, we need to make now our own paragraph using the point. And when writing the summary, make sure you use your own terms. Now here, what I just want to share with you guys is, I want to show you how to get the point given a passage. So what is the key point whenever you want to find a point? So the point here is, you just have to consider the sentences that has the conjunction words. So what are these conjunction words? Words like and, but, etc. So here what we are going to do is, I'm just going to underline the sentences with the word and. So that is where the points are. So let's look at the first paragraph. Delegation means assigning a fraction of your leadership duties to your subordinates. You delegate not because you cannot do the job, but because your busy schedule cannot accommodate all your duties. It is absolutely necessary for a leader to ensure that delegated responsibilities are clear and effectively communicated. So this is our first point here. We go to paragraph 2. The most obvious advantage of delegation is the increase in the leader's effectiveness and efficiency. Another point, there is need to critically look at the delegation and determine its impact on your organization, big picture. So another point here, if the job is central to the core values of organization, you ought to do it yourself. Then paragraph 3, delegation results in motivation and mentoring. Another point, by giving your job to your subordinates, you not only build in them a higher sense of belonging, but also motivate them to meet the challenges of the job without fail. Another point, you are supposed to establish checking mechanisms and be within reach for easy consultation. A subordinate sees a delegated job as a special assignment, different from the daily routine of cooperative functions. A leader needs to offer proper guidance in order to realize the goals of organization, with a view to selecting the right person to assuming delegated responsibilities. You ought to know the abilities, talented skills, attribute, and motivation of each member of your staff. Otherwise, you engage a turtle in a sprint. Then you go to 4. Delegation prolongs your leadership's lifespan. By shedding your workload, you save your energy and time for core functions. And dark stress to say afresh. It is advisable for you to tell your subordinates what you are aiming at and specify the score, standard, quality, and deadline for completion of the task you have delegated. If you fail to do this, your subordinate may fail to deliver according to your purpose and expectation. Delegation serves as a means of briefing your staff. Workers are encouraged to seek more knowledge and expand the frontier of their creativity when they take charge of unusual leadership roles. A leader should therefore let his or her staff off to put their skills into creative use. When you ask a member of your staff to do a task on your behalf, you must give him or her authority to do it. For example, if your subordinate is a superior, he or she should be given the authority to decide and direct the course of production and the staff in his or her line. Okay, so then 5. In spite of its advantages, you may still loathe delegation if you fear that the delegated tasks may not be done to your satisfaction, or that it may take a longer time than you have to do it yourself. Whether the job is done well or comes short of your specification and expectation, praise the staff for their efforts and out the flows where it is fitting. In certain circumstances, delegation may be disadvantageous as it may empower your subordinates who may live for greener pastures after being armed with new skill. Good leaders should strive as much as possible to infuse their subordinates with courage and inspiration to dare to be creative and painstaking. If successive leadership is joint, then delegation has a critical role to play in an organization. So now, in not more than 135 words, explain what you should do as a leader to ensure that there is effective delegation. So the point now, we have the points. So after you've identified the point by underlining the word, the conjunction words such as and, but, etc., then you can now put this point, then you put them in writing. Make sure when now writing your summary, make sure you use your own English. So I've just given, I wanted you to have a grip of that. Now let's go to question 2. Question 2 is coming from where we are supposed to comprehend or to understand a given passage. Then from there we are going to be tasked based on the understanding. So the question is, read the following passage carefully and then answer the questions that follow. So we are looking at dentistry. So let's look at paragraph 1. Before the advent of modern dentistry, people commonly suffered toothache and tooth loss. Men were disfigured by dark, crooked, or missing teeth. Toothless senior citizens suffered malnutrition and early death because they were unable to chew. Today, most dental patients can be free of toothache, keep their teeth throughout their life, and have a pleasant smile. Okay, then for paragraph 2, to avoid toothache and tooth loss, modern dentistry emphasizes education and regular checkups. However, many people avoid the dentist. Some neglect dental treatment out of indifference. Others are deterred by the expensive, while others just afraid. Dentists can help to prevent the torment of toothache and tooth loss. With your cooperation, dentists try to fight the effect of plaque, a soft film of bacteria that stuck to your teeth. The bacteria thrive on food particles. They convert sugar into acids that attack the toothache enamel, making it porous. Eventually, tooth decay results when the porous area collapses to form a cavity. You feel no discomfort at this stage, but when the decay reaches the central pulp of your tooth, you may suffer acute pain. Then for 3, the bacteria that form plaque have another way of tormenting you. If plaque is not carefully brushed away, it hardens to form a calcified deposit called calculus or tartar, which may inflame the gums and make them pull away from the tooth. This results in a gap between the tooth and gum where trapped food provides a feast for bacteria that may infect your gums. Your dentist can help to control this condition, but if there is no care taken, the tissue surrounding your teeth may become so damaged that your teeth actually fall out. Then 4, your saliva provides a measure of protection from bacterial attack. Saliva needs between 15 and 45 minutes to clear away for food particles and neutralize their seat in the plaque on your teeth. The time depends on how much stick sugar or food debris clings to your teeth. Apparently, it is during these minutes that your teeth are damaged. Thus, the amount of damage done to your teeth may depend not on the quality of sugar but on the frequency of your meal and sugary snacks. So on the frequency. So frequency, we are looking at how many times do you take such meals. Then 5 here. Dentists recommend having medical checkups once or twice a year, depending on the condition of your teeth. During the checkup, your dentist will likely take x-rays and examine your teeth carefully for tooth decay. With children, dentists pay special attention to the newly erupted molars to see if they have any fissures or grooves on the biting surface. With adult patients, dentists are especially concerned about preventing gum disease. So if the dentist finds any deposit of hardening calculus, he will scrub them away. Most people tend to miss certain areas of their teeth each time they brush them. So your dentist may point out how you can improve your brushing skill. Some dentists refer their patients to a special trained dental hygienist for this important service. Then question 7. Dental treatment is no longer a traumatic experience. If you have damaged, missing or crooked teeth, you will be pleased to hear that dentists have many new techniques for restoring them while keeping the pain at bay. Although restorative treatment is costly, many people feel that it is worthy the expense. Perhaps the dentist can restore your ability to chew, or he may be able to make your smile more attractive, a matter of no small importance, since disfigured teeth can affect the quality of your life. Probably you fear being scolded. You may worry that the dentist will belittle you for not taking better care of your teeth. Since such comments are bad for business, your fear of being chided is unfounded. Most dentists have an interest in speaking kindly to their clients. Admittedly, dentists play a pivotal role in our lives. So, depends on how you understand this, folks. This passage or paragraph, or we can say rather paragraphs, we are looking at the importance of keeping our teeth healthy, and also what must be done if you are found with any acidic that may destroy your teeth. Then from there, we'll also look at the experience some of the people face that may have these kind of conditions. Now, let's look at this paragraph, the statement. So in each of the following questions, 1 to 9, select the best answer from the 4 options provided. Indicate your answer by drawing a circle around the letter on the question paper, as in the example given below. If you change your mind, cross out the initial choice very neatly, then circle your revised answer clearly. For question 10, the answer as instructed. Okay, so now let's look at the first question. So the first question, paragraph 1, toothless seniors are. So here, the answer for this one, with what we can go back to the first paragraph, which is paragraph 1, or if what we can just deal with this question directly. So the key point is what is meant by a senior citizen, and who are these senior citizens. So if we look at senior citizens, we are looking at older people. So it is definitely, the answer is C. So these are older people without teeth. Now, according to paragraph 2, modern dentistry seeks to avoid toothache and tooth loss by. Then let's go back to paragraph 2 so that we can have another understanding. So to avoid toothache and tooth loss, modern dentistry emphasizes education. So here we have education and regular checkups. However, many people avoid the dentist. Some neglect dental treatment out of indifferences. Okay, so the whole thing is about regular checkups and education. So that is one of the ways in which we can avoid such a scenario. So question 2, according to paragraph 2, modern dentistry seeks to avoid toothache and tooth loss by A, emphasizing education and cooperation in dentistry, B, fighting the effect, no, C, providing the underscoring sugar checkups for toothache and tooth loss, providing useful information and carrying out. So we can see that we have to be extra careful, because you may seem to have two answers. If you look at multiple choice A and C, these two they are answers, but we want the best out of this. So what is the best one? Okay, so the best one is C, because we can see that providing useful dental information. If you provide a useful information, same as education. So here the education is still there, and carrying out regular checkup. So this is our best answer. So I want you have to be careful. Then paragraph 2 also, how do the bacteria in food particles lead to toothache? They convert acids into sugar, no? Convert sugar into acids that attack the tooth enamel, okay? So this is seems like an answer. Now let's look at C. Thrive on food particles found between the teeth. Then D. Transform sugars into acids, making the tooth enamel porous, leading. So this D is our best answer, because it is covering the converting of sugar into acids, making the tooth enamel porous, where it is now weak, then from there leading to a cavity. Now question 4, according to paragraph 3, what is the serious consequence of calculus or tartar? So let's go back to paragraph 3. So paragraph 3, the bacteria that form plaque have another way of tormenting you. If plaque is not carefully brushed away, it hardens to form a calcified deposit called calculus or tartar, which may inflame the gums and make them pull away from the tooth. This results in a gap between the tooth and gum where trapped food provides a feast for bacteria that may infect your gums. Your dentist can help you to control this condition, but if there is no care taken, the tissue surrounding your teeth may become so damaged that your teeth actually fall out. Okay, let's go back to the question. So according to paragraph 3, what is the serious consequence of calculus or data? So the first one, trapped food harbors bacteria that may be harmful to the gums. Gums are inflamed and pulled away from the teeth. Calculus hardens to form a calcified deposit. Bacteria which forms plaque has a way of tormenting a person. So the answer is B. We know that gums are inflamed and pulled away from the teeth. So that is the negative impact. Then question 5, how often you take your meals and sugary snacks is dependent on how much known is largely responsible. May. So here it's not always, but it may. It shows that it is giving us that there is a possibility of having a tooth decay if you are not controlling your intake of sugar meals and snacks. Okay, so now 6, according to paragraph 5, how many times would a dentist recommend having a medical checkups if the condition of the tooth is not good? So the key point here is not good. So let's go back to paragraph 5. So paragraph 5, dentists recommend having medical checkups once or twice a year depending on the condition of your teeth. So once or twice a year, this is when this is just a normal routine, a checkup. But if there is a problem, or if the teeth are not so good, then you can go there as much as possible. So the answer will go with A. So as often as possible, because we are looking at if the condition is not good. If you know that the condition is not good, you can't just go there once. You need to go there as much time, as many times as possible, as long as you are now satisfied with the condition of the teeth. Now for 7, if the newly erupted molars have fissures or grooves on the biting surface, they will A, be difficult to clean, thus causing them to decay. B, easy to clean, no, look very attractive, no, not neat. So the answer is C. They will be difficult to clean, thus causing them to decay. Question 8. Dental treatment is no longer a traumatic experience because modern dentists employ new techniques that do not inflict pain on patients. So this is the answer. Then paragraph 7 encourages us to. So what is the paragraph 7 all about? So probably you fear being scolded. You may worry that the dentist will be led to you for not taking care of your teeth. See, such comments are bad for business. Your fear of being chided is unfounded. Most dentists have an interest in speaking kindly to their clients. Admittedly, dentists play a pivotal role in our lives. So here we are looking at the fear that people have when approaching a dentist. Fear of being scolded, that someone may see you of not taking care of your teeth. So fear of being scolded by dentists who sometimes lack. No, it is encouraging us to feel free with dentists, as most of them readily offer their service. Yes, this is the answer. It is encouraging us not to fear, but to feel free. Now we move on to 10. From the underlined words in the passage, find one word which means the same or nearly the same as the following words or phrases. Spell the words correctly. So the first one, bringing back to original state. So let's go back to our passage. So the first one, here we have disfigured. We know that to disfigure means to change the original shape. Then deter, to deter is to prevent or not to allow. Then acute pain, we are looking at severe, the pain that is too much. tormenting to trouble, inflame to swell. Okay, and then what else do we have here? Then to scrap, to remove. Then restoring, so to restore, that is now the answer. So let's go back there. So bringing back to original state, so this is to restore, restoring. Then criticize, we just go, since we know, so to criticize is chided. You're afraid of being criticized. So, chided. Prevented from doing something. So, we've looked at that. This should be in paragraph 2. So, others are deterred by the expensive are prevented. So, to deter means to prevent something from happening. So, deterred. Then severe, it's the acute. So if you look at acute pain, we are looking at severe. Now we go to question 3, structure, 20 marks. Answer both section 1 and section 2. Section 1 we have transformation, which are commonly known as rewrites. In each of the following items, sentence A is incomplete. Is complete, but sentence B is incomplete. Complete sentence B, each time making it as similar as possible in meaning to sentence A. Make sentence B one sentence, never two, never two. Do not make any changes to the printed parts of sentence sentence B. So now the transformation depends on the ability of an individual. How good are you of transforming a given sentence into another sentence without changing the meaning, or by making sure that we keep the meaning as closer or as the same. Now, let's look at the first one. As we walked along the road, the head teacher greeted us. So in this first sentence, we have 2 actions that took place. Then we also have the doer. So the first one, the one that did the first action was we. Then walked is our first action. Then the second action, it is this action that was done by the head teacher, which is greeted. So in this particular, how do we write sentences where you have a continuous, where there is ing? So there is a pattern that I want to share with you. Whenever you encounter a sentence that begins with the word that is in continuous tense, so how do we relate this? So let me first see if I can share with you here. So let me write a sentence here. So say Peter, let's say Peter kicked the ball. So if we are to analyze this sentence, Peter is the subject. Why is Peter considered the subject? Is the doer of an action. Peter was the one who did the kicking. Then the kicked, this is our verb. In this context, the verb refers to the action. Then we have the article. Is the article. Then here we have the object. The object in a sentence is just the receiver of the action. Now, this is a complete sentence. We have the subject, we have the verb, we have the article, we have the object. Now, what I want to turn this sentence, I want to make it a phrase. So I want to make it a phrase. A phrase is a sentence where there is no doer of an action. So let's say I remove Peter, I'm going to have kicked the ball. So if someone says kicked the ball, there will be that incomplete information. You start asking yourself ourselves questions like who kicked the ball. So a pattern with the a and ing words as the beginning of a given sentence, this is the pattern that you need to have in mind. The first part before comma, have it in mind that you are going to have a comma and a full stop. That is in terms of punctuation. Now, before a comma, make sure that the sentence is a phrase. So we are not going to mention the doer of the action. We are not going to mention we. We are also not going to mention the head teacher here. No, the first part. So just say walking along the road, comma. So as you can see, this is a phrase because we have not yet mentioned the doer and the receiver of an action. We have just said walking along the road. The question is, who did this? Then after comma, we are supposed to mention the doer. So we are going to say, we were, it's plural, we were greeted by the head teacher. So this is the key point here. Okay, so now we move on to question 2. No learner should be suspended from school without a proper reason. Under no circumstances should a learner be suspended from school. Under no circumstances should a learner be suspended from school. Okay, so now let's move on to question 3. Mr. Capunella authorized his wife to go to Zimbabwe. So here we have, so it's like this Mr. allowed his wife. Okay, so B, Mr. Capunella let his wife to go to Zimbabwe. Then question 4, Jenny and Mary are studying law at the University of Zambia. Jenny as well as Mary. So now whenever we use as well as, then we are not going to use the plural form, we use singular. No matter how you may think or feel of this sentence, the point is you turn it into a singular form. Because it's like now we have Jenny is mentioned alone, Mary is also mentioned alone. So Jenny, comma, as well as Mary is studying. Is studying law at the University of Zambia. Then in question 5, the new head teacher delivered an inspiring speech. Begin what an inspiring speech delivered by the new head teacher. Now the The other point that you need to know whenever you have a sentence that begins with what, the punctuation is you put exclamation mark. It's like you are exclaiming, you are shouting. What an inspiring speech delivered by the new head teacher. Then we go to question 6. So question 6 is similar to the first question. We can see that we have the ing word at the beginning. So Ronald reached Lusaka at midnight. So the first action here is reached. Then 5 gunmen attacked him. Then the second action is attacked. So what did we are supposed to do? We are supposed to make the first party the phrase. We are supposed to make the first party of not mentioning the doer and the receiver of an action. So in this first party, we are not going to mention Ronald or 5 gunmen. So we'll just say reaching Lusaka at midnight. At midnight, comma. So you can see that we have not mentioned who did the reaching. So reaching Lusaka at midnight, comma. Then we can now say Ronald. So Ronald was attacked. By 5 gunmen. Then the other picture is the last party. We are mostly writing it in a passive form. We are not using the active. So the active, this would have been written as the 5 gunmen attacked Ronald. But I just want to first begin by the doer of the first action here from the who did the reaching here. So the passive form is Ronald was attacked by 5 gunmen. Then we go to question 7. As soon as they finished writing the examination, the library caught fire. So now here we also have 2 actions. The first action is finished. Finished writing. The second action is the library caught fire. Now we have to look at are these 2 actions connected? Do we have an action that is independent or dependent, or they were all independent? So these 2 actions were all independent. So they just occurred. For examination, writing the examination, that was known. It was planned to. But catching fire, that was not known. It was like an accident. It was just an incident. So now here we have no sooner. So what's a pattern of writing or transforming a sentence by beginning with the word no sooner? So no sooner followed by had. So first you are going to write the first part here. So you just move as soon as. You say no sooner had they finished writing the examination. Then when connecting with the other party, you use than. That's a rule. Than the library caught fire. Okay, so now we move on to question 8. They need to visit the museum now. So it's high time they visit the museum. Question 9. A. Although he was poor, he sent his children to school. In spite of being poor, in spite of being poor, he sent his children to. So in spite of being poor, he sent his children to school. Then in question 10, the ward is visited regularly by a team of doctors. So a team of doctors visits the ward. Now you may think of why have we removed regularly. So the word visits. The word visits it means it's a habit, it happens. Like if we say he goes to school by bus, that is the habit, it happens regularly. So a team of doctors visits the ward. Then we go to section 2, vocabulary. In each of the following sentences, 4 words have been put in brackets. For each sentence, choose the best word and write it on the question paper in the blank space provided. Spell the word correctly. Now here we are dealing with preposition. Preposition are so sensitive that here it's not about how much we know. So here it depends on we need to select a word that we think will make the sentence correct. It's not about what I feel me as a person. It's not like this word to me feels correct. No. It's about what is making the sentence correct. Even if I'm not thinking that answer makes sense, the key point here is we want to complete the sentence, not us. So let's look at the first question. The date was finally written off. So it's written off. Then my stay on the copper belt. My stay on the copper belt was marvelous. He assured us that he would look into something, like we want to find solutions. Let's look into this matter. So it's this one. Most of the roads that were constructed were washed away, like being destroyed, washed away. Then question 5, the leader handed over. So it's to hand over, like you give the power to someone so that he or she may continue from where I ended. Question 6, it is a good idea to explore other avenues to serve people living with disabilities. In some hotels, the waiter's tip is included in the bill. It's in the bill. The waiter's tip is a small amount of money our customers give to a waiter for just appreciation of the service. So it's in the bill. Ted compared his answer. So the comparison, you compare something to someone. So Ted compared his answer to Yvette's. 9, it is not good to be so sensitive - criticism. So criticism here is like a noun. It's a noun. Then criticize is a verb. So what comes before a noun? It is at. So it is not good to be so sensitive at criticism. Then if it was, it is not good to be so sensitive to criticize. Okay, so 10, school children should be keen dash reading a lot of books. So keen, to be keen is to be eager, wanting to do something. So it's on, should be keen on reading a lot of books. She's well qualified for the job. You are qualified for the job. 12, I know that he is slow at understanding, but you have to be patient with him. His findings were not consistent dash the facts. Were not consistent at with the facts. This means that they were not in line with the facts. Then 14, he is now able to copy. So the copy is not to copy up, no, it's to copy with, like you adapt. Although Jack was advised to abstain, we abstain from. So to abstain from alcohol, he could not adhere to this advice. So to adhere is like to understand, or we can say that to abide. Then he is seen most people living on cereal. So it's like a staple food here. Our class is capable of, we are showing the possibility of producing very good results. Then 18, Johnny has borrowed a pen. You borrow from someone, so has borrowed a pen from Mary. All the criminals were rounded. So here it's like an idiom. To be rounded up means to be arrested. So were rounded up by the police. Then for question 20, orphans are also entitled dash quality education. So for this one, I will leave it for you guys to answer it. So I want to hear your thoughts about this question. So you may leave your answers in the comment section below. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.